Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Prerna's Universe, and in this video we are going to talk about Redux, and we are going to be creating a program using all the features that come into play in Redux program, right? So if you have been going through some definitions, or you're trying to give some interview, this video is going to be just the video for you, because I am going to use all those definitions that are actually asked in the interview, so it gives you a better zest of what exactly and how exactly do they play a part when you are using Redux in your React application, right? So that is going to be absolutely helpful. And again, if you have not yet subscribed, so please do, please. Right, so we'll skip right into our program. So as you can already see, I already have my default React application pretty much done. I just ran the command which is important in order to open a React application, which is npx create react app and your the name of your application, right? In my case, the name of my application is React X, which basically stands for Redux example, right? So the next thing that we are supposed to do in this one is basically install the package for React Redux, right? So because we are going to be using Redux, we need to have a package for that, right? So in order to do that, I'm going to just run the command for it. So just write this command in case you don't have it, right? So this is just a minute, just let me clear it a bit. So that's done. My console is clear now. This is the command and I'm going to run it. So it is basically npm install React Redux. So what it's going to do is it is going to install the latest package that is available for React Redux, right? So that's done, and now I'll just check. I'll take a look what is the latest version of the package that we're going to be using. So in this, let's find out where is Redux. Yeah, it is 8.0.5 is the latest version of the React Redux that is available, right? So we're going to be using that. So the next thing that you need to know is about providers. Now, what are exactly providers? Providers are basically a mechanism through which the store is made available to the entire application, right? So where is exactly your entire application? All the components that you're going to be making will be stored in this app tag, right? So whatever you are going to be making making available in the store, that is going to be passed on as a prop, or as an information into the app component, through which it will be available to the other components, right? So how will that be done? Now, the first thing, if you're going to be using anything new, in that case you need to import that particular thing, right? So I'll be just doing that. So I'll just write provider and it's going to show me. So as you can see, the import statement has been written. Now the next thing I'm going to do is nest the app component into the provider tag, right? So that's done. And the next thing I'm going to do is cut this and paste it inside so that we can nest it, right? Just remove the excess space. Now this has been done. Is this enough to pass the store? No, absolutely not. We need to mention a prop in here, which is store. This is basically, as you can just hover over it, you'll just see that it is given some kind of information here, read more. So when you read more, you'll be able to see what exactly it's telling you. It's just telling you the syntax, right? Okay, so we are not going to get into that. We are just going to click on it and we'll have this syntax ready for us. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is write store in it, right? So I'll be just going with the default parts, right? So through this, because I have mentioned this prop inside this, so with this my store, so whatever the information the store is going to hold will be available to the app component, and furthermore available to the other components that I'll be creating inside it, right? So because I'm going to be importing all the components to the app component for sure, right? So through that, the store will be available to the entire application. That is what the provider does, right? So I hope the definition is clear to you. We'll next move on to the next feature. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is reducers. So basically, in order to create a file for reducers, I'm going to create it inside a reducer folder, right, which has been nested inside the source folder, right. So once that is done, I before writing the code, I will just go and install the package for Thunk. So npm I redux Thunk is the command in order to install Thunk in your React application, right? Let's just wait for it. Okay, so that is done. Now the next thing is writing the code. So I'll just go inside my reducer.js, which is already open in here. So I'll just go and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to display some data over my React application because it's a simple example, right? And we're just going through the concept and we're just going to write a simple code. So I'm not going to going into very complex coding right now. I'll be just sticking to very basic concept clearing method, right? What I'm going to do is just display some information, right? In order to do that, I'll just create this initial state object and just go inside it, and I'll write book name, which uh, once, and inside that I have a book list which will be an array type data, and just initialize it. Once that is done, okay, so the next thing we're going to do is write the reducer, which is export default. You need to do, and here we'll be passing the parameters for the reducer, which the first is state, and if you have gone through the definition for reducer, then you'll be finding out that there are two types of parameters. Basically, the first is state and the second is the action. And within the action, I'm going to pass a empty object, and once that is done, so as you can see in the state, I have given this, which is a book name and book list, right? So the empty data I am the initial state I am passing in this one, right? So once that is done, I will be writing my switch statement, which will be, in this case, action dot type will be doing, right? So action dot type. Okay, so this is done. Inside this, I'm going to write my case one, which will be case one, and in this I'm going to write set data. Okay, uh, set data, and colon, and the next will be giving the return statement for it, and this set spread operator, and state is going to be returned in the case one when the set data is set. So we'll be returning the state, right? A copy of state, right? As you know, modifications are not done to the original state. A copy is created and then the modification is done to that copied data, and then that modification is done to the original state. So this is where we are creating that copy, as you can already see. Now I'll be mentioning, and the second thing I'm going to return is action content, right? So this is done. The next piece of there is a default case that I want to mention, and okay, so this is there, and return, in this case I'll be returning the state only. Okay, so here it is, and let me just state. So in the default case also I'll be returning the state. So this is what I have done the coding in my reducers part. If till now you have any doubts or anything, then let me know into the comment section. For the other features, I am going to be creating a part 2 of this particular video, so go check into the description box, or just subscribe to my channel, because as soon as I'm going to upload that particular video, it will be absolutely helpful, as you're going to be notified as soon as the video is uploaded, right? So for this video, I'll be just sticking to two features, which in the first one was provider, and the second one was reducer. And I have already installed my Thunk package, as you already know. So then in the next video, we'll be using that, right? So like, share, and subscribe, so that we can create a community where we can learn together, where we can create codes together, and we can address errors together. So subscribe to Prerna's Universe.